3.
Don't you gotta hit record, then the sound?
Let me say it again.
Siri, cut off. We're not talking to you.
Sorry, something went wrong.
Alexa, turn off. We're not talking to you. We're recording.
Too many words. 3, 2. 101. Welcome. Relationship 101, episode 2. I am your host, Sylvester Wilson.
And I am your favorite, all-time favorite co-host, JasMeka Wilson.
You show my favorite.
All the days of your life.
All of them.
Ooh.
And some on that ain't counted.
How that makes sense?
That between me and God.
Oh, okay, because the math wasn't.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, topic for today is what a supportive spouse looks like. Huh? What it look like, what it look like.
And what it feel like.
What it feel like. It feel good. It feel real good. So, personally, right, I feel that a supportive spouse looks like somebody who pushes you when you don't want to be pushed, who sees the best in you and works to pull that out of you. You know what I'm saying? Push you to your best potential, to your highest potential. That's what I feel like supportive spouse is.
For me, I'm going to say a supportive spouse is, I guess it depends. If we're talking about supporting me through life, supporting me through a transition or a situation, it just all look different to me.
Depends on the situation.
Right. So like if for you said a supportive spouse is somebody who take you to the next level or pull you out of something. For me, as a supportive spouse is if I'm going through whatever life may be taking me through, you're there, you're my ear, you're my shoulder, you my confidant, like
your body. That's what it sounds like to me. Your ear, your shoulder, your arm, your leg.
So you are that physical body that I sometimes can't feel. Because when you're going through it, you can't feel it. Like you're heavy, you're burdened,
you're numb.
Yeah, so you are actually that other body.
Okay, nice. I'm with that. And accountability partner is what I feel like too. A supportive spouse is that accountability partner to you. Something I like to do more recently is I text you like what I call them
to-dos, what you're gonna do today.
Right. Being intentional, my intentions for the day. Right. Mm-hmm. I text that to you, just a list of things that I plan on getting done today. And what that does for me, what I realize is that it really helps me
holds you accountable.
Go harder for making sure I get those things done. It's different when you know another person is actually like checking for that too. You know what I'm saying? It's not just you.
So will we say a supportive spouse is based on a personality trait? Because like for me, when you be my cheerleader or you need to do this, you need to do that, it's not well received on my end because that's not.
Well, I think those words, it's the words you use too. Like I check myself sometimes on those words, like saying that you need to. Like just though that wording itself it's not easy to receive somebody telling you what you need to do, as opposed to somebody telling you, hey, you know what, it might be a good idea. Or, hey babe, you probably would be best for you to do this, or to maybe, what you think, right?
Right.
It's just, I think a lot of times it's the delivery too.
So do we need to know, like, is it important for us to know what type of support our spouse is looking for?
Yeah, definitely. Because okay, I know with men, right? And I've seen a post about this before. With men, a lot of times when our women come to us for support, right? Um, they want to vent in, and we thinking that y'all talking to us and telling us about thus and such and whatever because y'all want some type of y'all want a conclusion. Like we trying to give an answer, we trying to help, we trying to give a solution. And y'all don't necessarily be looking for a solution all the time. Sometimes it's just hearing you out, you know what I'm saying? And we can go to try to give a solution and it's like it go bad. And it's like that's what we think support is. Mm-hmm. So I think it definitely takes that's a good conversation. Yeah. Like, hey, what is support, right? That's why we have this conversation, right? What is support to you? Like, what does that look like? What does it don't look like? You know what I'm saying?
So you saying it's helpful when I tell you what I need in that time. For example, if I'm coming to rant about a situation, like, babe, I don't need the next steps of what I need you to do. I need you to just listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds... It'll definitely take the conversation a whole nother way if you know that I just want you to hear me out.
Right.
Don't be at the end of it like, well, babe, oh no, let's get on that one too. Let's get on that one. You need some water? Are you good? You good?
I'm gonna get some water because I don't know what's gonna.
So listen, like sometimes we as women, because we're carriers, like we hear outside drama that guys aren't, sometimes in the mix, or they ain't too much getting into all that. But as women, we hear friends, family, co-workers, like whatever, we hear it and we carry a lot. We can't just easily detach it from us. So like, say we come to you about a situation, I probably done came 20 times already about the situation. I'm not gonna lie. So we come to you about a situation, and I'm big on prayer. I pray my way through something. But after all that I said, you'll be like, well, babe, you gotta pray. Like,
you got to pray.
Like, would you say that's support? Like, I just poured out my whole heart. No, I feel you. I understand. Like,
you need to pray just to make it.
You be like, well, babe, just pray. That's why I keep coming to you about the same story 20 times, because no solution, no strategy, no acknowledgement, nothing was given about the situation, but just to pray.
I think that maybe that'd be the cop out. That'd be the cop out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or maybe I need to say, do you have time to give to me? Is that like, because you just got off work, you driving home from work, and I'm pouring out. And then check in. Like, hey, you got the mental capacity to hear what I'm about to drop on you?
Yeah.
Do you think I need to try that approach instead of just pouring out my heart and then at the end?
No, it's just this. All right, it's like, cause sometimes you just don't know. Like, sometimes I don't know where it's gonna go. When you come in, like, bringing me something, I don't know where it's gonna go. And like you say, yep, I may not have the capacity at the present time to deal with any left turns that I wasn't expecting. And yeah, so I'm definitely gonna send you to God. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a safe space.
He know best, right?
And instead of getting into an argument with you about something that I ain't even got nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying?
So that be your cop out, because you don't know if you say the wrong thing at that time, you may get the smoke of somebody else.
Exactly. So I would rather you just go tap into the source. And then sometimes...
So I guess that's me personally. because we human. If you
Yeah.
say the wrong thing, like, well, babe, she kind of was right. It may take a left turn. Like, what you mean she was right?
And sometimes, listen, I'm big on being a counterpart, like giving a that opposite, playing devil's advocate. So giving you that opposite than
Oh,
what you
you're
might be
great at it.
thinking.
Don't say good. Good is average.
Uh,
You're great
Okay, so
at that.
okay, and to my point, right? I'm great at giving you something, trying to give you that point of view, and I do it on purpose. I want because if I give you the point of view that you already have,
Right.
what can you learn from that? You know what I'm saying? I would rather give you the point of view that you may not see, even if I do agree with you, and I do see that point of view the same way you see it. If I could see it a whole nother way, I'm gonna at least throw that on the table. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my way of supporting you and making sure that, because if I don't add nothing to you, I don't add, seeing it your way don't really add nothing to you.
Right.
That's like when they say like having a yes man, like all your friends is yes men. That means you ain't growing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you ain't
All
got
my
nobody,
friends aren't yes men stuff.
no, I'm just saying.
Shout out to my girls that be holding me down when I call them about the same situation 20 to 30 times. Shout out. You know who you are.
So what all I'm saying is that if everybody in your circle thinks like you, right? Your circle ain't growing, right?
So just how I said, maybe I should ask, do you have the capacity for what I'm about to give?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in return, you can ask, do you have the capacity about how I'm about to be the devil's advocate and show you?
Can you take what I'm about to give?
Yeah, like one of those. Because
okay. you coming at me now.
Right,
all right.
You
Are you
don't
sure?
ask that. You don't
Right,
ask
I just
that.
fire off.
You just be like,
I just fired off.
well, babe, XYZ happened and B should have went to C because D is the main player. I'm gonna just run the play. And that's why I go left, because it's like, dang, on this call, I just really wanted him to hear me out. I didn't want to hear about with Jazz, you shouldn't have went in a job late. Hello? Okay.
And see, that's another thing
Are
too.
you there?
Yeah. So that's another thing too, is when I say, I just think you need to pray about it. Because sometimes, right, a person can
sometimes you don't agree with me.
No, sometimes somebody can be so emotional about whatever that situation is that they want to discuss or talk about, and maybe the emotions are still high or still very present from that situation, and the person you bringing it to, like, it's like, if it's too much emotion going on, you need to kind of like, sometimes when you go and pray, it can act like as a buffer, like go ahead and like use that time, because then you can calm yourself and them emotions start to, you come to your senses a little bit more than just firing off. And it's like, no, can't nobody give you no real advice from that. You really drew, and at that point, a person really do just want to just hear themselves vent out.
So can you say in those moments you're being a supportive spouse?
When you just hearing them vent out?
No, when you heard me and then you say, go pray.
Yeah, that's good advice. That's good advice. Because sometimes,
so you're being a counselor in that moment.
Yeah, and I'm saving myself too. And I'm saving myself too. What they say? You on that plane? Put yours on first. But
so that'd be a cop out.
It'd be a buffer. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a buffer, like, to emotional turbulence. It's a buffer. Like, okay, go, quiet time. Go ahead and talk to God.
But can you say those times when you tell me go pray, can you say that honestly worked? Or I just get hot? Like, because I really can't remember. Like, when you heat it, you really don't retain everything that happened in that moment.
I mean,
so can you say that when you gave me the advice after I ran it to go pray, did it turn into me and you beefing now, or that advice really worked?
I can't remember me telling you to go pray and it turned into an argument. I just can't.
All right. So it must work because you continue to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do it all the time. You know, I'm always
No, you
willing
don't
to,
always do it, but
you know, to lend uh, my mind to you. But like I said, it depends. Like sometimes you don't. That's not what you're looking for. And so, am I being supportive if I'm not giving you what you're looking for? Right? Am I being supportive if I'm not giving you what you're looking for?
that's a good question. No, you're still being supportive, even though it don't look like what I expected
Right.
or what I wanted.
Right. Maybe it ain't
You
feel like
still-
support,
Right.
but that was what you needed to hear, right, at the time. So shout out to the people who, the brave people, the brave men and women who dare to tell a spouse
The truth.
or friend the truth, knowing that, hey, this ain't gonna feel good, but this is me supporting you.
But for the most part, babe, I know I put you in that 5-minute hot seat. You are very supportive. I will honestly say that. You're that friend. Like you hear me out, you listen, even though sometimes you piss me off with the responses, but you are my first go to with whatever issue or problem or happenstance that came to me. So
Well, thank you,
now you could put me under the hot seat. I ain't mean to take it there, but
baby.
I'm sure there's time, and I can admit, I know there's times I haven't supported you in a way that you would like.
I think the times that I felt like, because again, right, it just may not feel like support, but I can say at the times I may not have felt supported by you were maybe an idea of something that I got. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I might come to you with an idea and you just don't receive it well because you don't see what I see. You know what I'm saying? And even in that, it's like, okay, so how should I bring an idea to you? I've actually prayed about this. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a visionary and
So you took your own advice that you tell me go pray and you pray.
oh,
about it.
definitely.
Yes. Okay.
Definitely. I'm a visionary and I get ideas, you know what I'm saying, all the time. Right? Sometimes they for me and sometimes they for other people. And me being attached to you for life, right? This is something that you got to know your spouse. You know what I'm saying? If you're married to a visionary, if you're married to a mechanic, if you're married to a, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to work with that person. You got to know that, you know, I need to be able to deal with, like, what do I need to do? If you weren't built for that, go ahead and try to find seek those tools out. That's going to help you be able to deal with your mechanic spouse.
Babe, so I haven't purchased a book to deal with a vision, to deal with a creator.
You sure enough did. You sure enough did.
Listen.
But you ain't read it long enough.
I'm still reading it. I ain't done. The book was just purchased. But listen, personality. We truly married the opposite. And I'm not trying to cut off what you're saying. I know where you're going because we have this constant conversation of how we're going to grow, how we're going to improve. So I know that I struggle with being married to somebody that can see 20 years down the line or have an idea. And for me, I love math. I love numbers. I love structure. So it has to make sense. So you telling me about an idea that, you know, you probably want to manifest not tomorrow, but being the mom that I am, once you tell me that, now I'm looking for resources, a community, money to tie it to that. So which we are learning, you can't tell me stuff too soon. So for you, it don't look like support because I don't jump on it, but I don't jump on it because my support gonna be like, what you doing tomorrow and what you doing the day after that.
Yeah.
So to you, it may not look like support, which y'all, I'm growing. We're not perfect, but
no perfect people alive.
None at all. So to you, it may not look like support, but I feel like I'm supporting you by taking ooh, now that I said I don't really think I'm supporting you. But by taking a back seat while you see it out, see it through, and then you come back and holler at me when you're ready. Like,
So now that you can hear yourself say that, like, what are you like? Holy Spirit,
just
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy
just
Spirit, activate.
how, just how I said earlier. Well, maybe before I talk, I can ask, do you have the capacity? Maybe I can ask you, like, is this something that you're trying to do in a year? Or how can I support you with you telling me this, but you don't really want to manifest this until 20 years or 10 years or 5 years later? How can I support you? Because me, my support, I'm silent. I let them see it through, and I don't really offer much because I'm working on my patience. And right now, I don't even want to pray for patience because I know God will like put a situation before me tomorrow that'll require me to use it, and I'm not ready to use it for tomorrow. So I really believe
You better know it.
my patience. I'm working on my patience. Like,
Okay.
I'm working on
Okay.
my
And I've seen
patience.
progress. Definitely seen progress in that. But what I've learned is that, like you said, right? I've learned some things about that. I've prayed about it, and what I've learned, what I've realized is that women were made to hold things for a certain period of time. There's a time stamp on what they're holding. Um, we can use the example as a baby. Um, I talked about this before. Like I gave this example on one of my lives before.
Mm-hmm.
That women hold a baby for 9 months, right? Which means that they
And by
were.
month 7, we want it out.
And the longer they holding it, the closer y'all get to birthing it, y'all actually get more frustrated.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then after the baby is born and grown up, and y'all ain't been pregnant for years, y'all will see a baby or see somebody pregnant and get baby fever and start missing your belly and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I miss my belly. It's like, I remember you was tired of being pregnant.
Sick and tired.
So it's in y'all. It's just a part of y'all. You know what I'm saying? To birth.
Yeah.
And so what I learned though is that in giving that vision or that idea that I may share with you, it's like a baby. And you can't help but receive it like that, right? He made y'all like that. But if I'm giving you something that I need you to be holding for 20 years, how frustrating is that? It's frustrating to get closer to 9 months.
I guess when you put it in context of this isn't to happen until 20 years, it's not as frustrating until I get closer to the 20 and nothing manifested. But if you just tell me, hey babe, I'm thinking of recording 10 songs and like there's no end date in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna put an end date to it if you don't give me one. So then that's where the frustration comes, because I have this created, made up date in my mind of when it's supposed to happen.
Right.
So I guess when you put it in a timeline of, hey, this is what I'm doing in 20 years, hey, 15 years gonna be a breeze for me. But by 15 or 20, now I'm stressed or I'm worried because it's like, what's going on? So I think just knowing that time frame,
just having those details,
communication,
it, right?
Communication.
Because when a baby is put inside of you, like even before
we
that,
know,
even
especially
before that
with a
baby,
C-section, they be like September 1st, 2020, 7:30 a.m. You about to deliver.
And so that's
this baby.
why y'all be counting months. They don't even be
months,
counting years,
days.
But right,
day before. Now I'm counting hours. I gotta be there
how many months
hours.
you is? I'm 36 months in
36 weeks.
In 36, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why.
In 5 days.
And you see how detailed that is? Like, I just realized that. It's like, because it makes it clearer for y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I kind of compare it to pixels. If anybody know anything about televisions, when you go buy a TV, it's either 720p, right? Pixel, 1080p, and then you get to the HD and the 4K. Like, the higher it gets, the more pixels on it, the clearer the screen, the picture is.
Oh.
And what a woman needs is clarity, right? She needs those details so that it's clear enough for her to take it and birth it. You know what I'm saying? Take it and run with it and do something with it. Me giving you something that's Because
Far
one
out.
thing about men, we're built to hold. Like God may download and we can hold it for an infinite amount of time. Like
And some
until he
stuff
give
y'all
us a date.
hold though is it's off topic though, but you gotta learn to release some of that stuff. I just want to put that out because you said y'all hold things. Please don't ever hold in
Well, not
nothing
negative. I understand. You mean
emotional,
okay? I understand what you're
something
saying.
you dislike,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
you're not satisfied with.
Yeah,
Like,
that's not healthy.
don't hold that in. Let
That's
it
not
out.
healthy.
Let it out. But
Let
I'm
it
sorry.
out. I'm gonna
So
let it
y'all
out.
are y'all.
I'm gonna let it out.
Oh, I know. That's how we still
I'm
kicking it and rocking it.
I'm gonna
We
let
honest.
it out.
Like, babe, you did this. I didn't like that.
I'm
It's healthy though. It's
yeah.
healthy.
I'm gonna let it out.
But sorry. So y'all are meant to carry.
We meant to carry it, and we're gonna carry it until we're meant to carry it until, right? And I'm talking about mature men and men of. I'm gonna say men of God, meaning you have a connection with God, and you understand Him.
Mm-hmm.
You understand your relationship with Him, His relationship with you, and how He communicates with you, because He tell you something, it's like, man, just you got to just hold that until He give you a date.
Right.
But then what I learned is that I can't even tell you about it really until I've got enough information, details.
And that's me. Like some women
About it.
are right. Some women probably different. Some women probably could hold a vision for X amount of time or don't need an end date.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why it's back to personality. Know who you're married to.
Right.
So you're married to, and I think all women long and aim for security. Mm-hmm. So that's granted. If you give us a vision that's going to scare us or make us think about the finances or the kids or the cars or how it's going to move, I think most women is good. We ain't responding too well. But like I say, it's knowing your spouse, and you know me. Like, hey, my wife, she trying to run a play, move the play, birth it, connect me. I gotta hold off. So,
right. I mean, you got to know the person you with. You got to. That's key, because everything it's a tailor made, and that's why we say like, ain't no such thing as a perfect marriage, right? As a perfect relationship, but what it is that it is a custom one. Right? Each marriage, each relationship is custom made.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Because my job is to study you.
And
right?
My job is to learn you.
But that's my job, right? Is to take notes. Because what used to turn you on when we first got married and when we first met, you a different woman.
Yeah, because I don't want no Popeye's tackle box.
Oh, I got you the tackle box. So
you did.
saying?
No, I appreciate.
So what you trying to say?
I
appreciated
the throwback moment, but I'm just saying, like, now I gotta watch my cholesterols and back then I didn't care, but now I appreciated reliving the experience.
Okay.
But we both can admit we sat in that car like, nah, we got to get these fries to the kids or this chicken. Yeah. So what turns somebody on then may not do it now.
But my job is to know when that changes, right? That's why I pay attention. I gotta pay attention to when those changes happen. I'm taking notes. Like, you're my test. You know what I'm saying?
Because you're invested. I believe. You could correct me if I'm wrong. But you're fully invested in your marriage. And you want this to work. And you're working to make it work. Yeah, you're being intentional about making it work.
And because if it don't work, I need to know that I did everything in my power. I exhausted every resource. I exhausted everything that I can do, right? To make sure that it's good. And I'm not trying to be in nothing that I don't enjoy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's responsibility to myself, right? Like, don't get in nothing you don't enjoy. And if you find yourself not enjoying it, what are you going to do about it? Right. What are you going to do about it? Not me coming to you, like, what am I going to do about it? I have a set of skills that I'm going to use for this, right? First and foremost.
I like it. So individual work plays, that's what I'm hearing, the therapist in me. Individual work plays a heavy part in how you can show up and support me as a spouse.
Definitely. You've been to therapy, your own
Absolutely.
individual therapy, right?
Absolutely.
I've been to therapy, my own individual therapy.
Absolutely. And we've been to couples counseling as well
Definitely.
as a couple.
And so, and what we've learned from that, me personally, what I've learned from it, right, from all of those phases and stages of counseling and therapy, is that it works better. Like couples therapy works better when
The
individual therapy has already been done, right?
And goals met.
Yeah.
Not just I went and I sat on the therapist's couch, but I actually poured out, gave honest, conversation, and was really seeking help.
Yeah.
Don't go sit on a therapist's couch just because your spouse said, hey, they say individual therapy works and then the marriage will work. No, that individual needs to be invested. That individual needs to want it.
Yeah.
It got to be a desire.
Yeah.
Because as a therapist, it took me a while before I went to therapy for my individual self. I just didn't feel like I needed.
Yeah.
But situations and conversations with you reveal, no, sis, let's go get our individual therapy so we can communicate in a healthy way, not past relationships or past marriages that you've seen. So yeah, individual therapy works when the individual wants it. You can't force your spouse to go get the help that they need because it's not going to be sincere. Do not send any more clients to therapists just to sit on a couch and waste your money and our time.
Right.
Sorry, that was just a
therapist.
suggestion. That was a
PSA,
therapist talking.
A therapist PSA.
That was a therapist public service announcement.
Shout out to all the
works
therapists out
when
there.
you work it.
Shout out to all the
when
therapists.
you work it.
Yes, sir. Shout out to all the therapists. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you for letting me do the work that I do.
So what you're saying is that a supportive spouse looks like someone who does the work, self-work, right? That takes accountability, self-accountability, right? That, hey, look, I got these issues, right? And I need to take care of these issues so that I can show up as a better version of myself, right?
Right.
And then you take care of yours, you show up as a better version of yourself. We come together as better versions together. I think that's what a power couple is.
Power in the name of Jesus.
Oh, Lord.
No, that's a true power couple. Like, where your strength really is.
Yeah.
Where your strength really is.
Definitely.
Like, money, great. Like, it's nice. It's a tool. You can use it. But true power, man, ain't no demon, no devil, no battle that we can't take down. Would you agree?
I agree, definitely. Now, I know right now, like, there are some, because we've been through we've been married 14 years. We've definitely been through the rough, the hard time, the dark times. We done been through the struggles. What was the time we was? Because when you going through those times of struggle, like, it could be financial, it could be communication. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that is, that's when that support is really needed. You know what I'm saying? It's like, women, y'all know, right? When do you need a support bra? A bra for support, right? That's what a bra supposed to do. Support.
When them titties say low.
When some things is out of order. You know what I'm saying?
Some help.
When there's some pressure, right? The more support, the more pressure is relieved on your back with them tetas. So, support helps to relieve stress, relieve pressure. And without that pressure, you don't need the support. So it's like, what does sort of supportive spouse look like? You may not find out until that pressure comes.
Right. You running?
You know what I'm saying?
Are you enduring?
Right. And we got to know each other good enough, right? to know what type of support um
It's needed.
one another needs, right?
So we're still learning each other.
Definitely.
Year 14, and we evolve. Like the man I married in 2010 is not the same guy. So support look different for you now than it did in 2010.
Yeah.
So I think, like you say, pay attention to your spouse, learn your spouse, know what they need, because you're not that same guy. And that support I gave in 2010 is not the heaviness or the weight of what you need right now. And I think we also got to point out it's times that we can't be that support. And we just got to acknowledge and not take it personal.
Right.
Like, you may come home tired, drained, and need me in a capacity that I can't deliver.
Mm.
So I think it's just important to communicate, like, hey, I really can't be that support. And then I guess it's important for that other spouse, because that's when them lines get a little crossed, where the person can't even wait, so they step out, or they can't wait and they pull on somebody else. It's just having those conversations that I can't deliver right now.
Mm.
I can't give it. Because come on, man, I can't be a cheerleader 24/7. Like, when I cheer after 60 minutes, you can't yell no more. Like, you can't be like, let's go. Like, I'm just saying, you can't be, right? Like, how you can't always be that. I'm a therapist. Emotionally, I may require a lot.
Yeah.
You can't always be that for me.
Right.
But shout out to my friend girls. I appreciate y'all. The community is important, because they are when you can't do it, my support outside of you is my friends. Right. So I think having that, like having that healthy community, that goes back to, that's where them lines get crossed. Yeah. Because I can't be that support, or I can't do this right now. Now you seeking validation, or you seeking something else from the outside, where you have your friend guys, where when you want to share a 20-year play, shout out to your homeboys. I appreciate y'all.
Ho, 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 ho.
You have that community where you sit in the car and be on the phone with Dre for like an hour, just pouring out that vision that I'm not ready to receive.
Yeah. I mean, that network, that support system is very, very important, because even though we together and we love each other and we best friends, but we're not gonna understand everything.
And we're not gonna be there all the time.
We're not gonna be in the right state all the time. I mean, we human. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have that support system outside of each other to keep you grounded and to be able to step up for you. Mm-hmm. And it's important that within that support system outside of your marriage, that you're connected with people that actually, want to see your marriage thrive.
That's important.
That you got friends that care about your marriage winning, right? Mm-hmm. They want to see it win. So if you're bringing something, if you venting, you know what I'm saying, about your spouse to your friend, they're going to be on that same side. They're going to be on, like, if I'm venting to my friend about you, he finna be on your side. Right. Remember I was telling you about giving that other perspective, right? Mm-hmm. That's what helps. That's what helps people grow. Because if my friend thinking like me and he venting the same way I'm venting, then where we going? Both of us gonna be probably divorced soon, right?
It pisses you off though sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes when your friends be like, he right. Wait a minute, draw a line in the sand. Whose side you on?
Good friend.
I'm just saying, that's a good friend.
Good friend.
That's a good friend. But yeah, that support outside of us.
Very, very important.
It's important. It's important. So I guess in a supportive spouse, you got to also make sure you got supportive friends that support the marriage, for when there are times that I can't be. I'm not only a cheerleader to you, but I'm also that, I'm looking for the word to say it. Like that, I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Ooh. That what?
Just I'm not always a cheerleader, but I'm like your
Coach?
No, I don't want to say that because I'm not your coach. I don't even know your lane. I don't even understand.
But in regards to what? Sometimes you are my coach.
But no, like I don't want to say coach, but just that.
Sometimes I'm your coach.
Oh yeah. Just that your quarterback. Ain't that so? I'm trying to think of the position on the field of which one actually land a play in for the touchdown.
Who throw the ball to the
that part.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes I can't be that quarterback because I'm trying to process my own emotions and make sure I'm still running personal things that I got to do and showing up being that mother, that therapist, that friend, that sister, that daughter. So it's like sometimes I can't be that.
Interesting. Very interesting.
But I will communicate when I can't be. Right. Just like you will communicate to me when, babe, I don't got the capacity to receive it right now. Just give me a minute and then bring it back to me.
Give me a minute.
Yeah, give me a little minute. And guess what I'm going to do in that minute? I'm going to just call my friend. So communication, we just got to communicate it. Like communicate it. Because if I just shove it off and be like, babe, I don't want to hear it, then you going to feel like I ain't supporting you. Instead of, babe, I had a long, hard day at work. I truly want to see this full out and really hear you and see where you're going. Can you please just give me till tonight or 10 in the morning? But if I'm constantly doing that, that just means I'm not invested.
Right.
So you got to pay attention to that. Don't just be trying to use this morning play and give me a minute play just to not have a conversation that you really don't want to have or care to have.
Yeah, you throwing it all to the side. Just keep on kicking
Keep on.
Kick that thing in somebody else's yard.
Listen, I ain't kicking nothing nowhere. Get back. Stay back.
So, I mean, what a supportive spouse looks like, I think we've done a good job.
Absolutely.
At kind of going over what we think a supportive spouse looks like.
In our union.
And if, I'm sure y'all got some ideas. I'm sure a whole lot of them is better. Go ahead and leave those in the comments.
Or we encourage you to start a podcast and save some marriages. Because that's really our ultimate goal. Like, we are really being honest, open, having conversations about how we're growing or how we're struggling to help save marriages, to let y'all know, hey, it ain't perfect. There's days, there's situations, there's requests. So, yeah.
Okay. Real nice. There is a story I want to share with y'all about a couple who went through some hard times. They felt that pressure. And I picked it because I felt like this story is a great example of a supportive spouse. I'm going to go ahead and play that for y'all, and you can hear it actually on the audio podcast. You won't hear it on the video.
So going on and check us out.
It will be on the audio, okay?
On all the mainstreams that offer podcast services, if you want to hear the story, again, as he say, it's only on the audio. So head on over to all of the platforms.
Yep. This has been Relationships 101. I am your host. I'm the co-host.
You the host.
I am your host.
Come on. Hey, Mike. You know what?
Sylvester Wilson.
And I'm your co-host, JasMeka Wilson. Thanks for joining us, and we hope that your marriage continue to grow and thrive. We out. Peace. 101.